You feel so far away. Come closer. Come closer. I remember the days when I'd look in the mirror and be like, why do I hate myself so much? Or I would want to try something new and my self-doubt would shoot it down. And then I started to realize something's not right here. I had to ask myself, why don't I believe in myself? Why am I so mean to myself? Why do I have such low self-esteem? I could never understand why. Until one day, I will never forget, I was sitting in Sunday meeting. Even just the name, Sunday meeting. I was struggling not to fall asleep, y'all. And a brother was giving a talk on independence and self-worth. I'll never forget this talk. And he said that independent thinking is dangerous and we have to be careful not to think too highly of ourselves, and that self-love is selfish and we have to stay away from self-help books, and anything having to do with self-help or self-love is sent from Satan and it's just the devil trying to manipulate you and make you weak. And I was just sitting there that whole time during that talk and I was like, what? I just remember thinking to myself, what is so bad with wanting to better yourself? What is so bad with wanting to love yourself? What is so bad with wanting to be confident? At the time, I didn't know I was in a cult, so I didn't know better. It was all I knew. It's just something about the way the brother stressed, do not read self-help books. Anytime someone tells me not to do something, it makes me want to do it. And then it makes me wonder why. And then I want to do it. And me, being the curious teenager that I was at the time, I couldn't understand what could possibly be wrong with bettering yourself. So after meeting, I asked my mom if we could go to Barnes & Noble. It's the first time I've ever looked in the self-help section. And the first book that I got was You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero? I hope that's her name. I'm gonna just put a picture here. And that book completely changed my life. I was like 15, 16 years old and I was just saying to myself, I'm tired of being my biggest bully. I'm tired of being my biggest hater. I want better for myself. I want to be more confident in myself, because how you treat yourself is what you're gonna allow into your life, and how you treat yourself is what you're gonna get. What you give yourself is what you're gonna get. You are who you attract. I looked up every YouTube video on how to love yourself, how to be confident, how to be a baddie, how to deal with insecurities, how to raise your self-esteem, everything. I just educated myself. I didn't feel secure within myself and I couldn't understand why, but I just knew, I knew that this life could not be the life that's meant for me. I knew that I wanted to be independent and I deserved to be independent. I wanted to be able to depend on myself and fully love myself and be able to provide for myself. At first it felt impossible, but with years, okay, this did not just come months or days, no, years, and still continuing. With years of not giving up on myself and just continuing to educate myself and put in the work, I'm a lot better than I used to be. My mindset is different and it's constantly changing for the better, and I'm just learning so many lessons, and I'm a lot happier than I was when I was a JW. Don't get me wrong, to this day I still battle insecurities. I still struggle with loving myself, with being confident, with self-worth, not feeling good enough, and it's called being human. Those are regular human emotions. I've learned to give myself more grace and compassion and love instead of just beating myself up for human feelings, because I'm all I have at the end of the day. And when I close my eyes at night, it's gonna be me and me. As I grow older, I'm starting to realize that a big part of my low self-esteem was because of being raised as a Jehovah's Witness. So low self-esteem is heavily encouraged in the organization, and I know a lot of you guys battle this too. So I wanted to share some tips with you that I learned along my journey and I'm continuing to learn every day. Why are they being so loud? Just tips that can hopefully help you in some way, and it can help you to raise your self-esteem, love yourself, and become the best version of yourself. Because trust, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. Acknowledge your emotions. Growing up as a Jehovah's Witness leaves deep scars that stay with you forever. No matter how much you've healed, there's things that still stay with you. And for a lot of JW teens, they had this experience. You grew up believing that you weren't enough. You were never truly doing enough for Jehovah. There's always more that you can improve on. Sorry about that, and there's gonna be a little change in the quality. My camera said I was talking too much and the memory died, so yeah. But let's get back into what we were talking about. If you're a teenager in a strict JW home, you best believe every ounce of your time is going to be dedicated to serving this organization. There's going to be hella restrictions, depression, stress, anxiety, bullying, people judging you, can't celebrate your own birthday, can't have friends outside of the organization, can't just go out and be a kid, can't be a teenager. You're going to be walking on eggshells trying to do every single thing right. Oh, and by the way, spoiler alert, nothing you do is ever going to be right. You're always doing something wrong. You're always making mistakes. You grow up believing that you'll never be successful at anything you do, and you need the organization to survive. This may sound harsh, but this is what we were raised to believe. This is the type of mindset that was drilled into our minds that affected us. We have to just acknowledge that, yo, like, this was actually messed up. No wonder I think the way that I do. But we have to call it what it is. If we don't acknowledge the clear abuse and manipulation, then we're not going to be able to get to the root problem and heal our wounds and the childhood trauma and whatever else we've went through and the baggage. We cannot heal it if we don't acknowledge it. So it's completely normal to have low self-esteem or anxiety, depression, low self-worth, not feeling confident in yourself, wondering why don't I love myself. You've been through so much and your feelings are valid. Of course you feel the way that you do. It didn't come out of thin air. You were indoctrinated. This is how you grew up. This was your childhood. You didn't choose this. You didn't choose this life. You didn't do anything wrong. But just because that's where you started, it doesn't mean that's where you're gonna end. You decide where you go now. This organization, yeah, it may have robbed you of your childhood. It may have taken a lot of memories you wish you could have had as a teenager, a lot of things you wish you could have done, a lot of things you would have done differently, a lot of experiences you wish you've had. Validate that, but don't allow them to take anything else away from you. Take control now. It's okay to feel this way. You're not alone. This is your healing journey, not a destination, a journey. Some days you're gonna feel horrible and some days you're gonna feel great, but trust me, the bad days are gonna lessen over time. You just have to do something with that time. It's all about what you do with the time. Next, get a journal, get a notebook. I know this sounds like, what do I need a journal for? And blah, blah. Journals are for everyone. It is so beneficial and so therapeutic. It gives you the opportunity to let your feelings flow, let your emotions flow. Write down what you're feeling without judgment. It's like a brain dump, but for your heart. Say everything you want to say, get it off your chest, get it out. It doesn't mean you shouldn't allow those emotions to be expressed. Get it out, write it down. This way you can express your feelings and your emotions as loud as you want without judgment or criticism. And you're not going to worry about what anyone thinks because it's just you and you on those pages. You and you. Just make sure you keep your journal in a safe place because they will look. So keep it safe. Keep it hidden. Talk to someone about it. Get a therapist. Next, flip the script. Turn your negatives into positives. Do you ever find that your mind sometimes says like, oh, you're not good enough to do that? Why would you ever think you could do that? Oh, you can't do this.
Flip the script.
Challenge your negative thoughts. So anytime you get a negative thought, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence is this based on? Your thoughts are not facts. Write down positive affirmations. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of respect. I have on my notes app a whole bunch of affirmations. And anytime I feel like my bad thoughts are kicking in, the negativity is just there, and I just feel like nothing's going right, I go straight to my affirmations. Have a list of affirmations down. Everything always works out for me. I am worthy of love and respect just as I am. I am more than enough. I'm stronger than my anxiety. I'm stronger than my fear. I'm stronger than my past. I'm not defined by my past. My past does not define my future. I'm in control of my thoughts. I choose to do better. I choose to think better. I choose to change this thought. Be mindful of your thoughts because it's all about you. It's all about positive self-talk. How do you talk to yourself? Are you a positive person? Even if you don't believe it, write it down, read it over and over again. It's repetition. It's called reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's all about your mind. I say it all the time because it's true. It's all about your mind. It's all about how you talk to yourself. Tapping into you and tapping into, okay, why do I feel this way? What is really triggering me? What is the evidence? Anytime you feel you're in bad vibes, bad vibrations, switch it up immediately. Put on a song. Put on Stronger by Kanye West. If you don't like Kanye, play some Bob Marley, play some reggae, play some Spanish music, play some Bad Bunny. Play something that's going to raise your vibes. Play something that's going to make you Like, yes, don't live in it. Don't sit in your negativity. Don't allow your thoughts to win. Change your thoughts, challenge your thoughts, and try to figure out what is triggering me and prove yourself right. The only way you're going to do better, the only way you're going to continue to push through, the only way you're going to be able to see yourself as worthy is when you show yourself worthy, when you prove it to yourself. Look at all your accomplishments. Write down all your accomplishments. Write a love letter to yourself. Why do you love yourself? Why do you love yourself? You are so strong. Do you understand how strong of a person you have to be to survive in this religion? And you're still alive. You're still here. I'm sorry, are you breathing air right now? You're still here. You are so powerful. You are so strong. You are so worthy. You are worthy. There's better out there for you. I'm telling you, because I know we may not be the same person. We may not be the same people, but hey, we had similar experiences. I feel you. I understand you. I used to feel that way too until I had to prove myself that I'm capable of doing hard things. The one thing that really moved me from I don't think I'm capable of doing this and to me believing it, what really changed how I felt was getting my independence up. I wanted to move out and I wanted to prove to myself that I could move out. I was capable of moving out. Just have a goal and believe in yourself and work towards it. Make a plan and work your plan. I wanted to move out. So what did I do? I looked up apartments. I started to expand my mind. I had an open mind. I said, you know what if I moved to a different state? And look where I ended up. I ended up in Texas. And who knows where I'll end up next year. Go with the flow. I know it sounds scary and I know it sounds trust in yourself. I didn't truly believe in my capabilities until I showed myself. Until I just took the leap of faith and I moved to Tampa. In this video right here, I moved to Tampa on my own. I moved all on my own and I didn't have a playbook. I didn't have someone holding my hand taking me. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about where I was living. I didn't know nobody, but I did it. And I learned and I had the self-doubt throughout it. I had the depression throughout it. I had the anxiety throughout it, but I still believed. I still knew. I always knew I'm worth more. I'm deserving of better. This can't be my life. This cannot be my life. I don't believe I'm meant to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't believe I'm meant to be unhappy every day. I don't believe that I'm meant to have the life that a lot of the people around me have. No. It took challenging my mind and changing my mindset and believing in my capabilities and doing the actions to see it. Set goals for yourself. Look into yourself. What are all your accomplishments? Write it down. You've accomplished so much. I want you to think of the worst experiences you've ever had. The worst of the worst experience you've ever had, especially as a JW, because I can think of a lot of things that I had to endure, a lot of verbal abuse from brothers of the congregation, a lot of things I had to hear, a lot of things I had to go through, and I'm still here, still standing. Look at you. You're still here, standing. You're still here looking for advice. You're still here because you know you deserve better and you want better, but you have to tap into you. It's going to be you. Figure out where you want to go in life and make the decision. Do you want to start a business? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be a scientist? Do you want to be a marine biologist? Do you want to move states? Do you want to go to a different country? Do you want to cut your hair? Go with the flow. Try different things and just see, oh, you know what? I decided to do this and I figured out this isn't what I want, but I'm glad I did it because now I know better. Know that you're not starting over. You are starting from experience. You are so experienced. You have so much knowledge. You are so strong. You are so capable. You really are. And if you really need that push, I highly recommend getting a therapist. Finding a therapist that matches you. Finding a therapist that's for you. And that's why this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. Not yet, but it will be soon. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, but really I believe in facing it. Face your fears. Do something different. Do something that scares you every day. Say yes and worry about it later. Go somewhere by yourself. Take yourself on a solo date. Show yourself why you're worthy of being treated right, why you're worthy of being loved. You are valuable, but you have to show yourself why. Sometimes the belief isn't gonna be there. Sometimes you need to do the actions first. I didn't start believing in myself until I showed myself like, hey, I'm doing pretty good right now. I moved out on my own. I did this. I didn't think I could, but I didn't believe it until I did it. And sometimes you just gotta do the actions and then the belief will follow. Trust, trust. Trust. Get security within yourself. Work on your financial stability. Work on being financially independent. You don't want to have to depend on anyone to provide for you. I'm not saying your partner can't provide for you. I totally support whatever makes you happy. But there's nothing like respecting yourself. There's nothing like providing everything you can for yourself. There's nothing like financial independence. Knowing that you can provide that for yourself. You can find security within yourself. You know that you can come back home to yourself. You are your own home base. You know that you're going home, provide for the bills. No matter how hard things get, you're always gonna be there to rub your back. You're always there to wipe the tears. On your hardest days, you were there. You were there holding yourself. You were there. You are more than capable. You are strong enough. Transform your anxiety into action. All those big tasks that you have, all those wants, break it down little by little. What is it that I need to do to better myself? The best way to ease anxiety is to take action, to be grateful for what you already have. Be thankful for what you have. You're still alive right now. You know, you may not have had the best life, but there's a lot of people that are going through way worse. There's a lot of people that are going through wars right now, that are wondering what they're gonna eat, that are wondering if they're safe in their home. Remind yourself of how blessed you are, and if you don't like your situation, change it. You have the power to change it, but you have to have the courage. You have to have the bravery. You can't live in your head. Get out of your head and get into your goals. Move. Do the actions needed. Be kind to yourself. Show yourself love. Learn to laugh. Learn to laugh at life. Learn to dance. Learn to just... My favorite thing to do is when I'm feeling stressed, I just put on some music and I dance. I dance like I'm throwing a concert. I'm throwing the biggest concert. I will dance like, yes, let's go.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Come on, everybody! Way too hard, you need to cut it! My place is way too You need to cut it! Your place is way too high, you need to...
And yes, babe, I'm repping One Direction. Thank you very much. I don't care. I don't care. That's the best part of living alone. You just get to be yourself. Be authentic. Dance to a song that you really like. Put on your favorite song that really gets you hyped and just shake it off. Don't sulk in your emotions for too long. Allow yourself to acknowledge those emotions, but let it go. Let it go at some point and do something about it. The reason why you feel insecure is because you're not doing enough to feel secure within yourself. You need to prove to your own self that you are worthy of better. Show yourself why. Remember where you came from. There were a lot of times where you didn't think you were gonna make it through and you're still here. Protect your peace. Set your boundaries when you need to set your boundaries. Your story is unique. No one has ever walked a day in your shoes but you. No one knows how you feel. No one knows your emotions. It's only you. Take pride in that. Respect that. Respect your hustle. Respect your story. Respect where you came from. Respect what you had to go through. There's so many people looking around that wish they had the strength that you have, the potential that you have. Yes, you. You are more powerful than you think. The only reason you hear that chatter is because it's what other people told you. It's not what you believe. You may think it's your voice, but it's really their voice. It's your haters' voice. It's those self-limiting beliefs that they taught you. You have to learn to change the language, the way that you speak to yourself. It's the way you speak to yourself. It's the daily habits. It's the way you treat yourself. Do you exercise? Are you eating healthy? Are you taking your vitamins? It's the little things, y'all. It's really just finding security within yourself and figure out what makes you feel secure. What makes me feel secure is taking care of my body, going to the gym regularly, taking care of my health, taking my vitamins, completing my goals, working on my career, working on becoming completely financially free, working on my independence, working on my self-esteem, working on my emotional maturity, always bettering myself, taking accountability for who I am, embracing my mistakes, acknowledging my mistakes, being the best version of yourself. Own your past. Don't let your past define you. Let it be the climax of your story. This is your book. This is the part where everyone thought you were gonna fall, and you're gonna use your past and turn it into strength. This is how you transform your insecurities, your JW anxiety into strength, into your greatest superpower. Every experience you've been through has made you who you are today. Don't undermine your abilities. Don't undermine your strength. It's okay to say no to things that don't serve you anymore. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. You are valuable. Do you understand how valuable it is to just be in your presence? To be able to just be around you? You are more valuable than you think. It's going to take time, but do it little by little. You don't have to do everything at once. I'm the type of person where I see everything I want. I want to do everything at once. And then I have to remind myself like, no, we're going to focus on this. We're going to start here. And little by little, we're going to put our 100 into this so we can put our 100 into this. And then you're going to see how many hundreds you've built. You're gonna build the best version of yourself, the baddest version of yourself. You're stronger than you think. Your source of strength is within you. You're already strong. You are worthy. You are valuable. You're more capable than you think, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. I don't care what you say or think. You're gonna make it in the end. Everything is gonna be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end of your story. Your story's still going. You're okay. You have so much life ahead of you. That's the thing about comparison, comparing ourselves to other people. The only person I'm comparing myself to is my past self. I want to be better than her. I want to be better than her. I always want to be better than who I was, while at the same time respecting her, respecting where she came from, and just growing. Know you're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. I believe in you. Thank you so much for tuning in and vibing with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Besitos.